Hello, welcome to this DCS AH-64D tutorial. In this video, I will be covering how to utilize your Hellfire missiles with you, the pilot, in control of the firing, and not George. In our previous weapons video, we covered how to utilize George to select targets and fire your missiles for you. And we learned that while George is capable, he is not 100% capable. He was only able to fire in a direct trajectory mode, and he was not able to utilize the low and high modes for the Hellfires. Here, I'm going to show you how to utilize the low L, the high L, and the direct fire, all from your pilot seat, without having George to fire it, and also how to utilize a donor laser to select targets for you with each of those methods. So to begin, let's go ahead and set up our weapons. I'll make sure that my code is input. I already set it up just like our normal startup. My laser code is in there. I will go ahead and have George find a target for me.
Hellfires up. Slaving. Deslaving.
Alright, he found a target. You can see I'll choose this BRDM here.
Laser on.
Now, at this point, we would normally hit the consent to fire button and George would fire. Here, I want to be in control of the firing. So what I'm going to do is use my weapon select switch. Weapons action switch right for missiles. The same way you choose guns is up. Right now we're choosing missiles, so right. And when I do, you will see that our weapon page changes. Even though George is on Hellfire missiles, now we have overridden him and we are in control of the firing. He is just doing the targeting. So for the first mode, we are going to do a direct shot. So under this option here, MPD push button R3, it says trajectory and it shows direct. I can choose that. And just like the George options, we see direct, low, and high. So to start, we're going to choose direct. And just like normal, we have either first or last in our acquisition mode. George is our acquisition right now with our TADs, and we can see our target is right there. So after I've set my trajectory and made sure my options are appropriate, my channel is on my laser code that I want it to be. I will see primary channel track indicating that I have found the laser code that my channel is set to and that I am able to fire. So at this point, I will just pull the trigger and away the missile goes. I was the one who fired and not George. I have the lasing target information and a time until impact. And an estimated range to the target here.
Lasers off. Target destroyed.
Target is destroyed. So to use the direct trajectory pilot method, it's the same as normal. You tell George to find a target, and then instead of giving him consent to fire, you will select the Hellfires yourself with your weapon action switch, verify your options, and then squeeze the trigger to fire the missile yourself. Next up, we'll get a little bit more complicated, and we'll talk about the low and high trajectory methods. We'll turn on low trajectory. And now with the low L modes, not low ball, we see we were in low ball direct trajectory. For the low alt modes, we'll put George into low L,
Missile set to low L.
put him into traj high.
Setting to high.
This is important. You'll see in a second for quick utilization of George. Tell him to select a target.
Now deslaved.
Let's choose that Ural.
Blazed and stored.
Now he is stored and has selected the target. And to utilize the either low or high trajectory modes, it is the same thing. We are going to select the Hellfires ourselves, verify our trajectory is set to how we like, and now here's where the difference comes in. Direct, it follows a laser immediately off the rail. With low or high, we're going to fire the rocket without the lasing. It's going to fly up, and then after a couple of seconds, we will tell George to turn the laser on, and then the Hellfire will find the laser and seek the target. This is extremely useful for a longer range shots, so you can loft your missile up and have it fall down on the target. So, once again, after we fire the missile, we're going to wait a couple seconds, and then tell George to fire the laser, and then the missile will track. In order to tell George to turn on the laser, we are going to tell him to go from traj high to traj direct. After we do that, we will tell him to go back to low ball mode. When we are back in low ball, we hear him say the laser is on, and at this point, the missile will track the target. We put him in low L high
Lasers off.
so that it is easier for us to quickly go to direct, low ball, and he'll turn on the laser. So a bit more setup for this mode, but it enables you to do longer range shots that George currently cannot do himself. Alright, let's demonstrate that. So we have our target, the laser is off. I'm going to select the Hellfires. I am now in control. I'll put trajectory to high. Fire the missile. It will loft. I tell
Missile set direct.
direct,
Setting trajectory to low.
and then low ball.
Laser on.
He will say laser on, and now the missile will start to track our laser.
Lasers off. Target destroyed.
I'll demonstrate that one more time. Let's go for a target a bit further away.
Slaving. Deslaving.
So we have a Ural way out there.
Blazing.
He is going to find the target and laze it. We'll verify he has it selected. He does. Make sure we put George into low L high.
Lasers off.
He will turn the laser off. And now all we need to do is select our Hellfires. Once again, verify our options. Fire the missile. Direct trajectory, low ball. He will turn on the laser, and our missile, if it sees the laser, will follow it. You can see it has found the laser and it's starting to curve over. target destroyed. So utilizing that method, you now have the ability to use both low and high Hellfire missile shots from the solo pilot seat, where utilizing only George, you were not able to. So using George as a targeting and a lasing controller, with you in control of the actual weapon firing and settings, you can now utilize these modes for long range or special shots however you need it. The next thing that we're going to cover is utilizing a donor. So in order to utilize a donor, we are going to find the code for the donor. Here we can see we have a Reaper lasing targets for us. And he gave us a message saying the laser code he was lasing a target on and what he was lasing. In our server, we have his code in our briefing. So it is 1655. So what I'm going to do is make sure I have his code input. I'll put him on channel B. And I'm going to select his channel as the channel I'm going to put my weapons to. At this point, because we're not utilizing George, we are utilizing a donor. Our acquisition method will need to be changed from TADS to Seeker. SKR. This utilizes the Seeker head on the missile rather than our weapon system. At this point, I will select my Hellfires, the same as we just saw. We'll start with direct trajectory. I will choose direct. And now we see primary channel track, and George has slaved our indicator to the target that is being lased. I have the classic fire queue, primary channel track with Seeker. All I need to do is pull the trigger. And now the missile is going to go to whoever our friendly Reaper is lasing, in this case a BMD-1 on his code 1655. One BMD destroyed. We can utilize the same method with the Seeker acquisition with the other trajectory modes as well. Say I go trajectory high. Wait for him to lace something. I'm just gonna wing it and hope he is lasing something. Pull the trigger. We see Seeker. We are in high. He is lasing something. And now our missile should go for whatever he is lasing. Because we're not in a direct trajectory mode, we don't see where he is lasing. And another BMD destroyed. And you can do the same thing with the other method. That covers how to utilize your Hellfires without using George as the firing solution, only the targeting, and how to utilize a donor laser to fire your Hellfires. I'm going to pause here and pick up with you for one more special thing. And I'm going to show how to utilize this with sparklers or lasers at night. Welcome back. So, at this point, we're going to utilize our night vision, and we can see that we have a unit down here pointing a laser and a illumination source. Let me turn down some of this game audio. At a target down there. So what I can do is the same exact thing I did for the buddy lasing, is I will go ahead and change my acquisition source to seeker. And I see seeker primary channel track, and he is looking at that guy who is being lased. So all I need to do at this point is go ahead and pull my trigger. And the missile is going to go for the laser out there. Send another one in case that one didn't see it.
Lasers off. Oh yeah, got it.
And got it. Now we have another target layers down here. We'll repeat the procedure. Make sure, once again, we're on seeker. We have a confirmation that we have a track in seeker. So all I need to do is pull the trigger. We can see because we are in direct trajectory, just like before, we can see where we are picking up that laser. So right out here in this tree line. And we can see it once again in our night vision, same spot, right out ahead. So all I need to do is pull the trigger and it will go for the laser. And that is it for buddy lasing, utilizing direct, low, and high as the pilot in control of the missiles, and only utilizing George for target acquisition or lasing. Hope that helped. Thanks for watching.